Can you all see the sign that says that the session is being recorded? All right, good. Right. So please be on your best behavior, right? As we are all going to be appearing on this recording. Do keep yourself muted at all times, unless you have a question, in which case do raise your hands. And when I call on you, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. All right. So the first section of today is just going to be me sharing 10 quick slides to review some strategies that we use when it comes to closed passages. Okay. And as well as to bring you all through the three major types of closed passages that you will encounter on Monday when you sit for your exam paper 2. Okay. Now, what is a closed passage? I think this is something that we should all know by now, right? It's basically just a chunk of text with words taken out from it. Now, how many words are missing in one blank? Can anyone tell me? How many words are missing in one blank? Alexander, go ahead.
One.
One. Very good. Can it be more than one, people? Yes or no? Cannot, huh? All right. Under no circumstances are you allowed to write more than one word within one blank, right? Whether it's a grammar clause, a vocabulary clause, or a comprehension clause, all closed passages have only one word missing per blank. Okay? So never write a compound word or never write a 2-word phrase or 3-word phrase into the blank, because that is never going to be allowed as an answer in closed passage. Everybody clear? So put your finger up. Right, this symbolizes the number of words that you are allowed to write within a closed passage blank. Only one. Okay, only one. Excellent. Now, there are many words that can fit, right? But your job is to find the best fit. Everybody say best fit quietly to yourselves, please. Best fit. Okay, so when we do closed passage, right, the most powerful key or principle is the principle of best fit, right? There are many words that are good, but there's only one word that is best, right? When you say best, you mean there is only one, right? Just like when you say best friend, there can only be one best friend, all right? You can have many good friends, but you can only have one best friend, because the word best simply means the top, the one, the only, okay? So when we look into closed passages, the blank is always the one that looks for the best fit. So please try different words out until you find the one that fits the best. And later on, I will show you how to use the principle of best fit. Because to get the best fit, you need to throw away the ones that are not as good, right? So that's the process of elimination. So the principle of best fit and the principle of elimination. Elimination means to remove what does not fit, so that only that which fits remains, okay? So these are the two very powerful principles. One is to choose the best, and two is to throw away the rest. Again, one is to choose the best, two is to throw away the rest. Can you all repeat that with me, please? One is to choose the best, and two is to throw away the rest. Okay, so we can only end up with one. One is to choose the best, two is to throw away the rest. Can you hear that it rhymes? All right, that should hopefully help you to remember. Choose the best, throw away the rest. Choose the best is the principle of best fit. Throw away the rest is to eliminate all answers that are less or not as suitable, all right? So that's basically what a closed passage is. And why do we learn and why do we go through closed passages in English? Why is it such an important part? Well, because it does these three main things, okay? One, it boosts your vocabulary. Two, it helps you to master this idea of context. Context means I need to look at the surrounding information to find the answer in this blank, right? And thirdly, it gives me the ability to think critically, meaning I have to logically accept or reject certain words, right? And that trains my brain when it comes to deciding which word is the best fit. Remember, choose the best, throw away the rest, okay? That exercises my brains and it gives me a critical thinking boost, right? I can think very carefully, I can accept or I can reject a word based on whether the rest of the passage agrees with it or not, okay? And we're going to practice, think about the best and reject the rest later on, all right? So these three reasons are why we study closed passages and do them in our exams in English. They boost our vocabulary, they give us understanding of context, and they boost our critical thinking as well, all right? And that's why we do what we do, okay? Now, these are the three main types, okay? Now, can anybody tell me, right, what is the difference between a vocabulary clause and a grammar clause? Can anybody tell me what is the difference between a vocabulary clause and a grammar clause? Gautam, did you raise your hand?
No, then I got an answer, but I'm still thinking if it's right or wrong.
Sure, you can think some more. It's all right. Terence, why don't you give it a try?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Terence.
Vocabulary clause is about vocabulary and grammar clause about grammar.
Do you think that that is a good answer, Terence? No, right? Okay, but thank you for trying. That was not a very good answer because I cannot repeat the same words when I'm trying to define a word, right? I cannot repeat that same word when I'm trying to define what it means. So try not to try not to repeat the same word when you're trying to explain what that word means. But thank you for trying, Terence. Ian, go ahead.
A vocabulary word is something you have to fill a suitable word with, while a grammar clause is something you have to correct, a word you have to correct.
Oh, okay. Not quite, Ian. All right. Both clauses have to do with selecting the correct word. Okay. But now I'm trying to ask you what's the difference between vocabulary and grammar. Okay. Does anybody know? If not, Mr. Pang will just explain it to you. Okay. Because it's quite a difficult concept. All right. But I'm glad that you all at least tried to answer. I'm very happy to see that you're trying it out. Okay, good. Anybody else wants to try? If not, would you be okay if Mr. Pang just told you what's the difference between the two? Okay, awesome. Now, vocabulary refers to words that are going to give you either the person, the place, the thing, or the description of the person, place, or thing. So think nouns and adjectives. Okay? Usually, vocabulary words are nouns and adjectives. Do you all know what are nouns and adjectives? Right? Nouns are names of people, places, things, objects, phenomena, right? And adjectives are words that describe these nouns, okay? So usually, adjectives, nouns, and sometimes adverbs are found in vocabulary clauses, whereas grammar clause has more to do with pronouns, right? Has more to do with verbs, has more to do with subject-verb agreement rule. Remember all the rules that we learned that govern our grammar? Remember all the conquer grammar exercises we did, all the MCQs, right? They had to do more with verbs and how they agree with subjects. They had to deal more with the way that the sentence works, right? The mechanics of it, okay? So grammar has more to do with nouns, pronouns, and all of that, right? Pronouns more, right? Later we'll do some practices for grammar clauses as well, okay? Whereas comprehension clause, which is the last one, has more to do with testing your understanding of the entire passage. It's kind of like comprehension, but instead of answering in a sentence, you have to provide the missing word. Okay, so vocabulary, grammar, and comprehension clauses have very different functions and they test different types of words. Okay, later on we'll practice. Okay, what some of these different words, how we find them are. Now, the key strategies for solving all kinds of closed passages are to first read the entire passage. Right? I know you are very tempted to jump in and start answering immediately, right? But try to resist that temptation. Read the entire passage first before coming back to fill in the answers. Can you all promise me that you read it once without answering any questions before you answer it? Okay, so again, the same finger, one. Okay, so this finger now stands for I read the passage once without answering any question. Got it, everyone? So answer only on the second reading. Okay, so you will read the passage 3 times. First time, just to read for understanding. Second time, start to fill in the answers. And third time, to read to check. Remember to read to check. So when we minimize mistakes, we maximize our marks, right? That's the third round of reading. We M it. Okay? In the third round, we are minimizing mistakes in order to maximize our marks. So read the entire passage first, and then when you are reading, right, look at the words next to the blank, but don't just look at the words, look at the entire sentence next to the blank, and then look at the sentence above and below that blank so that you will be able to understand what is actually missing in that blank. Do you all understand, everybody? Now, let's do a physical exercise to remind ourselves, okay? So imagine that you are the blanker. So the left-hand side will be the word next to you. Your right-hand side will be the word on the other side of you, okay? So I want you to do this. right? To remind yourself to check the words on either side of the blank. Okay, then I want you to push your arms outwards. Okay, when you push your arms outward, you are looking at the entire sentence in which this particular blank is situated. So the word next to me and the entire sentence that I am in. The word next to me and the entire sentence that I'm in. And then finally, the sentence above me, right? And the sentence below me. Okay, I need to check. So it's literally in every direction. Here, 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 and here, right? Can y'all see? So it's here, here, right? Here, and here, right? So when you look at your blank, I want you to look at the word on the left, the word on the right. I want you to look outward at the sentence, and I want you to look at the sentence above it and the sentence below it, just to check that your answer fits in all of these 4 directions. Do you all understand? So always try to think about the meaning of the word in context, right? That's what context means, right? The word on the left, the word on the right, the words above, and the words below. All right? Everybody clear? So just imagine Mr. Pang doing what I just did, okay? Right, this way and this way and this way, and then you will remember to check in every direction to make sure that your word fits in every direction. Okay, it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, right? When you put the jigsaw piece in, the left and the right piece must fit with the hole, and then the top and the bottom piece must fit with the hole so that the jigsaw piece can fit neatly into that missing hole there. Do you all understand? Okay, so in closed passage, I'm practicing the same thing but with words instead of with shapes. All right? Okay, good, good. You're all paying very close attention. Okay, so when we talk about context, this is what I mean. Okay. Okay, are there clues, right? Meaning the word next to it, is it a word that's part of a phrase? Is it an antonym or a synonym? Or is it an example? Or is it part of a longer phrase or expression? By the way, do you all know what are antonyms and synonyms? Okay, synonyms are words that are very similar in meaning. Okay, so if I say happy and, okay, what word will come after happy and as a synonym? Andrea, go ahead.
Accelerator.
Happy and accelerated, very similar meaning, right? So they are synonyms, okay? But if I say the word happy but, then I want an antonym, right? Can you see the word but changes the meaning? Happy but, okay, what would be an antonym that will fit, that would be the opposite or close to the opposite meaning? There are a few possible answers that can fit here, right? Xavier, what about you?
Sad.
Happy but sad. Okay, possible. You could be happy, but you could be sad at the same time, right? Some situations can cause you to have mixed feelings. Okay, good. So antonyms are opposite meanings of words. Synonyms are similar meanings of words, or words that share the similar meaning. So sometimes you see the word and, you will know that the word that comes after it in the blank is going to be synonymous, meaning it's going to be similar in meaning. Sometimes you see the word but, then the word that comes after is going to be antonymous, meaning it is anti, it's against, it's the opposite meaning. Okay. Andrea, did you raise your hand for something?
For just now, when you said about the antonym, I forgot to lower.
You forgot to, oh, okay, sure, no problem. All right. So everybody clear about what I'm saying? These are some examples of clues, right? That I can look out for. Antonyms, synonyms, examples, phrases. Okay. For example, if I give you a phrase, right? As blank as lightning. Now, what is the blank going to be? Right? As blank as lightning. Now, what is the blank going to be, Claire?
As fast.
As fast as lightning. Why do you say fast, Claire? Why not slow? Why not any other word?
Because lightning is very fast as it flashes.
Right, very good. So the word lightning is my clue, right? And the word lightning and the word fast are synonymous. Can you see? They come together. They are very close in meaning. Lightning is very fast, like the word fast, okay? So when I find these clues, I'm actually using the principle of best fit and contextual clues in order to narrow down my answer. Why not slow? Because lightning is not slow, right? Why not happy? Because lightning is not happy. What is lightning? Lightning is fast, right? Or lightning is quick, right? Both words can fit, right? As quick as lightning, as fast as lightning. These are two words that can fit in this blank. Everybody clear so far? So when I'm doing closed passage, I need to really think about what the neighboring words are, and especially in the sentence as well, okay? So that's context. These are words. We talked about this before, right? So look at this. I'm not going to read this out to you. You can see it very clearly yourselves, right? This is the process by which Mr. Pang would do my close passage, okay? I would first look at the passage without doing any of the blanks yet, right? I will look at the title. If there are any pictures, I'll look at the pictures, but there are no pictures in closed passage in exam, so you don't have to look at pictures. Then I want to look at each phrase and word that's next to the blank. I'll think about it. Then I want to connect what I know to what's in the passage and to what is in the blank. And then ultimately, I'm going to check my work again, and then I'm going to see if what I've written makes sense, okay? So these are the techniques, okay? Check yourself, track yourself. Always check yourself and track yourself, right? Every close passage you do, try to check yourself. Are you making mistakes that happen all the time? Try to track yourself. Have you improved from one close passage to the next? Check yourself and track yourself, all right? And finally, I repeat myself again. These are the good lessons that closed passage can teach us. And now I move on to the practice phase. Are you all ready for a bit of practice? Just 10 minutes, right? 2 passages and we're done for the evening, okay? So I want you all to participate actively, okay? Let's see. Let me stop share. Okay, and then let me share the prepared closed passage I have for you. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see the closed passage in front of you. This is a grammar close. Can you see it? No. Okay, let's see what happened. I should be able to share this. Okay, can y'all see it now? Okay, awesome. That's great. Okay, now let's take a look at this. This is a grammar clause, and can you see all of these here are pronouns, right? And can you remember we just had a little discussion on pronouns in class? Bonus points if you can remember what are the 3 types of pronouns most commonly used in English. I defined 3 types for you, right? Can you remember the labels or the names of these 3 types? Okay, give me one by one, okay? Jasper, give me one, please. Pronouns can be?
Subject pronoun.
Very good. Subject pronouns. And these pronouns take the place of the subject in a sentence. What else can they be? Let's have, Joshua, what else?
Object pronouns.
Object pronouns, right? These are the opposite of the subject pronouns, right? Remember, subject pronouns do the action. Object pronouns have the action done to them. Very good. And of course, the final type of pronoun, let's have Gautam, go ahead. Gautam, please, go ahead.
Mr. Pang, I had the answer, but I forgot.
Ian, please. Thank you.
Belonging pronouns.
Thank you, Ian. Excellent. Pronouns of belonging, his, her, right? Okay. Hers, his, right? All these are pronouns of belonging. So over here, right? Can you all see that these are all divided into those 3, right? Subject and object pronouns, okay? So I'm just going to use S, O, and B, to determine which of these pronouns are which. Okay, her. I gave her my pencil. I gave her my pencil. Is it subject, object, or belonging? Subject, object, or belonging? Kaylen, go.
Belonging.
Belonging? No, it's not. It's not belonging. Belonging is hers with an S. There's no S there. It's her, right? So it's not belonging. Andrea?
Subject.
Object, very good, right? I gave her. So did she give? No, I gave. So her is object. What about I? I just give you the answer, right? Eric Sher, is I subject, object, or belonging? Unmute yourself, please, Eric Sher. Can't hear you. There's no sound coming from you, Eric Sher. Erica, you got to unmute yourself.
Object.
No, it is not. It is not an object pronoun. I just mentioned I gave her, right? Her is an object. So if I gave her, her is the object, then what is I? I is therefore, Brennan, go ahead.
Just now I could.
Brennan, go ahead.
Subject pronoun.
Very good. Subject pronoun. Okay, excellent. What about she? She is my friend. She gave me a piece of paper. She, right? Shan, go ahead. Subject, object, or belonging?
Subject.
Subject, very good. Okay, them. I gave them some paper. I gave them a piece of my mind. I gave them a good scolding. Joshua, subject, object, belonging? Sorry, louder.
Object.
Object, thank you. Us, right? Us, right? They gave us a scolding. They gave us something to think about. They gave us, okay? Andrea? Andrea?
Object.
Object, thank you. We are here. We have eaten. We are jumping rope. We will go to the zoo tomorrow. Kaylan?
Subject.
Subject, very good. Okay, and this is very important. You must know which one is subject object because subject always appears more or less in the front and object always appears more or less at the back. So the position of the pronoun is very important based on its identity. Yeah. Okay. Last one, Andrea, finish off. You are a clown. You eat a lot of snacks every day. You.
Object.
No, incorrect. Joshua.
Subject.
Subject, thank you. Remember, whoever does the action is the subject, right? You eat a lot. You are the subject, okay? I eat a lot. I am the subject. I give you something. You, in this case, functions as the object. So it really depends on how it is used, all right? But generally speaking, each of these can be used in the subject-object position more than the others, all right? So our class boarded the bus excitedly. Can you see over here? Our class boarded the bus excitedly. What should be the subject pronoun here that starts the sentence? Who were thrilled? Who were thrilled? Okay, Claire?
We.
We were thrilled, right? Because of the word our, right? Our includes me. So we were thrilled. So our subject, okay? Our in this case is belonging, by the way, right? This denotes belonging. Whose class? Our class, right? So we were thrilled as it was our first learning journey, okay? And then our teacher, Madam Tan, addressed, so our, right? Our teacher, right? So Madam Tan addressed who? Addressed who? Who did Madam Tan address? Eric Shah?
He addressed us.
Us, very good. And in this case, us is functioning as the object, isn't it? Because we are not the ones addressing, we are the ones being addressed, right? So the action is being done to us. So we are the object pronoun. Addressed us, okay? Girls, remember that who are wearing the school uniform? Girls, right? So she's talking to us, right? So girls, remember that. Andrea? You are wearing. You are wearing. So you are wearing, meaning the subject pronoun you, right, is functioning here. You are wearing the school uniform. The teacher is speaking to the students and she's referring to them as you. You are wearing the school uniform. And lastly, please make sure to be on your best behavior. Who said, right? So in this case is Madam Tan, right? So which is the pronoun I should use? Tammy? She, because Madam Tan is quite obviously a girl, right? So I have to use a female pronoun to describe Madam Tan. She is. Everybody clear? Quite easy, right? So this section, how many marks should you always aim to get? 4 out of 4, right? This should be a full mark section because all the clues are very obviously there and it's quite easy for you to achieve it, okay? Let's do one last one and then we'll end for the day, right? I don't want to keep you back for too long. Okay, no, I don't want this. Let me choose something else a little bit more. Okay, sorry, let me just, no, I don't want grammar. Okay, let's do comprehension close. Okay, let's do comprehension close. Sorry, Andrea and Gautam, please lower your hands, right? Remember to always lower your hands if you don't answer the question, okay? All right, let's look at this, all right? So let's read through the passage one time. Let's try to understand it a bit better before we start to read. Remember our technique, one reading without any answers. Everyone loves a croquette. It's a type of finger food. You don't know what a croquette is, by the way? You don't know what's a croquette, okay? Okay, so now you will learn what a croquette is. It's a very delicious food that you can usually find in some Japanese restaurants, okay? It's a deep fried Japanese snack, okay? It's rolled in breadcrumbs and fried until crispy, right? The main ingredients in a croquette are carrots, onions, flour, and oil. In some places, they use potato, okay? They use mashed potato inside, okay? And then they mix meat or crab meat into the mashed potato. It's quite delicious, okay? So the main ingredients are carrots, onions, flour, and oil. Let us now take a look at how to wipe this mouth-watering appetizer. Okay, so first, boil some carrots in a saucepan until they are tender. Now can you see that I am teaching you how to make the croquette? Can you all see that? I'm giving you step by step, first, second, third, and so on and so forth, right? Right? Scoop the cooked what into a bowl, right? So what was I just cooking? So I'm just going to highlight, all right? Right. I'm just going to put the clues there so you all can see, This is how I read, I'm just looking at the clues. All right? And mash them finely. Add your choice of meat and eggs to the mashed carrots. Ooh, look, that's the clue again. Okay? Season the mixture. All right? Salt and pepper. Shape the dough into balls and roll them in a plate of breadcrumbs. Heat some oil in a frying pan. Place the balls, the hot pan, carefully, and fry them until they are golden brown. Okay, so congratulations, you now know how to make croquettes, right? But please don't do this by yourself because it involves hot boiling oil. Okay, but basically, do you all get the idea? This text is an instructional text that's teaching you how to make a dish. Got it? So when I have instructional text, right, what is the tense that I'm going to be writing in? I'm going to be writing in present tense or past tense if I'm telling you how to do something. Present tense, right? Yes, very good. I see a number of you mouthing the correct answer. Okay, so when I have verbs, right, all my verbs are going to be in the present tense. Why? Because this is an instructional text, meaning I'm teaching you how to do something. It's not a story I'm telling you about something that happened in the past. It's a set of instructions I'm giving you about how to do something in the future and in the now. Okay, so it's always in the present tense, right? So let's go. Question 27, right? So I'm obviously teaching you or asking you to look at how to, right, Kaylan?
Make.
Make, thank you. Okay, and the word to tells me that this is always the verb in the base form. Can you remember the verb in the base form? Right? To plus verb. The verb after to is always in the basic form. I don't add s, I don't add ing, I don't add ed, I don't add anything. It's the verb in its most basic form. So to eat, to swim, to make, to jump, to run, to sing, to swim. Okay, the verb is in its most basic form. Very good. Thank you, Kaylan. Next. Let's look at the second paragraph. Firstly, boil some carrots in a saucepan until they are tender. Scoop the cooked what? What has just been cooked? Brennan?
The carrots.
Yeah, so the carrots. Now, be careful, it must be S, because I'm not cooking only one carrot, right? I'm cooking quite a number of them, right? Scoop the cooked carrots. Gautam, did you want to try the next answer? Okay. Add your choice of meat and eggs to the mashed carrots and mix thoroughly. Season the mixture. Gautam?
With salt and pepper. pepper to taste.
With, right? So I accompany the mixture, I put into the mixture salt and pepper with salt and pepper. You season it with something. Okay, Cheyenne, can you finish up with the last one? Place the balls
On.
on the hot pan. No, right? A pan is something that you put things, you don't put things on the pan, right? A pan is something with a shallow depression. It's like got a bowl, slightly bowl shape, right? Flat but slightly bowl shape. So you put something, right? Let's see. Terence, go ahead.
In.
Nope. Also incorrect, right? You don't put something in the hot pan. You put something, Claire?
Into.
Into. Thank you. Right. So why is it not in? In implies that something is very deep. You fall in a hole, right? So into is the direction, right? So you enter into, right? But in goes a little bit deeper in, all right? So if you want to talk about something that is placed inside a container, it's into, right? And a container is not too deep, it's quite shallow, right? In this case, a pan is not very deep, right? A pot or a pan is quite shallow. So you put something into the pot, you put something into the pan. You don't put something in, you put something into. Everybody clear? So this is a little bit tricky. Be very careful when you're putting something into a container or into a pot and into a pan. All right? Any questions? Can you all see how I've used the principle of best fit and elimination? How I've looked at the contextual clues on the left and on the right? Okay, and within the sentence and within the passage, right, by reading the entire passage. So I'm just trying to apply these clues so that I minimize mistakes in order to maximize marks. Okay, so all of this comes back to minimizing mistakes in order to maximize marks. And the interesting thing about this section is that there are more than one answers available. Some of these blanks will actually allow you to fill in more than one possible answer. There's more than one word that can fit. Okay, but at primary 3, it's usually just one or two possible answers. Okay, right. Andrea, do you raise your hand?
SOS assignments, do we have to complete it by Monday?
You have to finish the first paper by today. Remember, that was the target I set for all of you. 1145 by today, right? Then the other 2 papers can be done tomorrow and on Wednesday. Andrea, have you finished at least the first paper? Good. All right. Then you are current. Do y'all have enough time to finish all 3 papers by Wednesday? I've counted. Each paper should take you no more than an hour to finish, right? Okay. So you should be able to comfortably finish the papers. Try not to rush through them. Take one paper at a time. You can do it one a day, right? That's perfectly fine. All right. Gautam, yes? Any more questions?
I'm done with the papers.
That's good, right? Then you should have seen the feedback that the papers have given to you, right? And you should have learned from your lesson, and I will also see your marks as your papers are completed. So try to complete all your papers by Wednesday so that I have all your marks tabulated and ready to share with you, and then we can analyze it as a class on Thursday. Okay? Tomorrow, I just want to do a quick survey. Because Mr. Pang doesn't know what time I can go for lunch, right? It depends on the marking speed of the center that I'm at. So I cannot predict what time I will have lunch. Do you prefer if I have the session in the afternoon, but then I tell you all what time to log on? Or do you want to wait until evening time for sure 7 o'clock? Which one do you prefer? Okay, let's do a vote, okay? If afternoon, right, you give me a thumbs up, you do the virtual thumbs up. If evening, you give me a thumbs down using the reaction. Use the reaction button. Can you use got no reaction button? Got reaction button or no? Okay, or never mind. You want afternoon, you raise your hand. You want evening, you don't raise your hand. Okay, let me count. No, you must use the raise hand function in your, don't physically raise your hand. Use your raise hand function. Afternoon, raise hand. Evening, don't raise hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Okay. Let me just check the other page. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like most of you are okay with the evening, right? So we will continue with the evening tomorrow, right? So tomorrow I will see you all at would you want me to start a bit later? Is 7 o'clock a bit too late? Too early for y'all? No? Okay. So if no objections, then I will see you all again tomorrow at 7 p.m. for about half an hour. Is that okay, everybody? Right? So I'll see you all tomorrow, half an hour. Tomorrow we'll go into comprehension and visual text. Okay, we'll talk more about comprehensions and visual text. Okay, if no questions, then that's all. Have a wonderful break. Have a good night. I will see you all, okay, tomorrow evening. Goodbye, everyone. I'll send you the recording, right? Don't worry, and the notes as well.
Bye.
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 Thank you
Bye.
for your time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good job.
Bye.
See y'all. Bye.
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 Bye.